Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the most recent beta build, that is September the 2nd, and just going through the major changes that Blizzard has implemented. There aren't as many class changes this week, however, there are some big GCD changes. So as you can see on screen, there's just a giant list of spells that have all been removed from the GCD. Now these have been deemed as burst cooldowns by Blizzard, and that's why they've been removed. So far, we haven't seen many defensive spells removed. The major one we've seen in a blue post was Spirit Shell. Not yet implemented, but it's supposed to be removed from the GCD soon. Also not inside the post, Sweeping Strikes has been moved to a half GCD. And then Coordinated Assault, True Shot, and Storm, Earth, and Fire have also been removed from the GCD. So this is some good changes. I'm glad that Blizzard is acknowledging that their previous GCD changes are maybe not so great for some spells and specs, and I hope this is just the beginning. But there's definitely a lot to be excited about here. Things like Avenging Wrath for Paladins, like I previously mentioned, Storm, Earth, and Fire and Serenity, as well as things like Avatar, Recklessness, and partially Sweeping Strikes. So that is something to look forward to, and hopefully there are more changes on the GCD front. Now, from there, we've also got some Prot Paladin changes. So first, they have reverted the Holy Power change previously, so Judgment now generates one Holy Power, which is a good change. Unfortunately, that means Sanctified Wrath, the talent now only causes Judgment to generate one additional Holy Power, so it's still just two total. So a little bit of a nerf there. They've also moved some mitigation from Shield of the Righteous to Consecrate. Their goal here is to improve mitigation outside of Shield of Righteous windows, which it does. However, inside Shield of the Righteous, you're a little bit more squishy now. It's definitely a controversial change. So people are not, they're on the fence, but a lot of people are not happy with this change. On top of that, Shining Light, which was previously Judgment reducing the cost of Word of Glory, has been replaced with Bastion of Glory, where Shield of the Righteous now increases the healing done of Word of Glory on yourself. So, in general, making it a little bit more strong to cast on yourself, but paired with that, Word of Glory now only increases healing by 150% based on missing HP, which is down from 300%. So again, another nerf to kind of compensate for that. And then the other nerf they got was Blessed Hammer is now a 6-second recharge, up from 4.5 seconds. So in general, not the greatest little build for Prot Paladins. From here, we have a few Covenant abilities that were changed. So starting with Death Knights, Shackle the Unworthy. It's no longer rune spending attacks, rather each rune spent. So this is a pretty significant buff to this ability. So if you just spend 12 runes within the 14-second window, this spell has a 100% uptime. I don't think it'll be able to overcome some of the other benefits of like the Night Fade Death Knight ability for tanks, but depending on the damage, it could be a spell used by DPS Death Knights. Next, we have the Hunt was changed, basically completely reworked. The old Hunt ability was not very good, so this is definitely good to see. So now what it does is that when you charge to your target, any enemies between you and the target you're charging to take some nature damage, and you also gain a pretty big leech buff for 1 minute against your target. The cooldown has also been reduced from 3 minutes down to 1.5 minutes. Again, is this enough to make this a viable talent? I'm not sold on it, but it's definitely a lot better than it used to be. We also have a nerf to Convoke the Spirits for Druids, so going down from 16 Druid spells to 12. This is probably needed, though it might have gone a little too far. This was the dominant talent choice for most Druid specs in most forms of content. So it's not surprising it was nerfed, but hopefully it wasn't just over-nerfed and now it's a dead talent. From there, Feline Stomp was supposedly fixed. It was quite buggy on the PTR, so hopefully that has actually been fixed. And then Fallen Order for Monks has also been buffed to be 6 seconds, up from 4 seconds. Moving on, Volcanic has been changed again. It is back to percent health scaling, though this time it is only 20% of health rather than 40%, which is what BFA Live is. And it still has the big knock-up. Honestly, this change is a little bit confusing because Blizzard was just recently talking about not wanting mechanics such as Volcanic, such as Grievous, such as Bursting to feel more punishing as you gain gear, but then they've just kind of gone back on that for Volcanic in particular, so it's a bit weird. We also have the PvP testing is now live on the beta, so we do have the PvP system we can look at here. The gear system in particular, you can now use the new honor currency, well, new in quotations, to upgrade aspirant's gear up to the conquest gear eye level, which is currently 190. So this is just kind of bad luck protection, I guess. So if you get some good blue items and you can't seem to find the correct purple item, you can just use your honor to upgrade it, which is just a good change. It helps protect people that have just been extremely unlucky with the gear drops that they want to get. Also, for those of you that haven't seen, the current raid on Castle Nathria actually drops weapon tokens as opposed to actual weapons. Now, the classes have been split into 4 different groupings for weapons, 3 classes each, and for shields and offhands, it's 2 groupings of 4 classes each. Now, this is basically means that the weapons are going to be based on your covenant, so you bring them back to your covenant sanctum and get a covenant based weapon. Currently it's just the Venthyr ones here that are on the beta, but this is definitely a better change, I think, just having these on tokens, so less waste in raids, and could bring some interesting covenant based transmogs for weapons, so I'm all for it. And lastly, I just want to take a look at the pretty nice looking Shadowlands loading screen. I think the art team, as always, has outdone themselves, and it's just a really nice load screen and maybe even a background. But that is it for this week's beta build, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, you can subscribe or follow me on Twitter @Tactics, which I will link in the description, to keep up to date with when I'm posting videos, and I will see you in the next one.